What's up, savages? Yesterday I went tanning. Yeah, drink it all in. I am fucking burned. Maven told me to go 20 minutes. I hop in there for 20 minutes. Little did I know I'd come out looking like a lobster. Immediately regret that decision. Anyways, let's begin. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Gandhi's Thoughts, brought to you by My Nutrition. I am Gandhi, and today we're talking about the MLG COD League. You feel that? I could feel all your assholes just pucker up, all the AMs. You're like, yeah, I hate you, MLG. Why would you change something that's been working? Yeah. Get that out of your system? I pray to God, because it's getting a little bit ridiculous. So, right away, in case you've been kind of hidden away from everything here, MLG is throwing some curveballs at the community. Just a couple curveballs, nothing crazy. But the one thing they did is they rechanged Anaheim completely with their tournament structure. How they do that? Well, it's quite simple, actually. They decided to give two different brackets. You have your pro bracket, and then you have your amateur bracket. The amateur bracket, if you win it, you do not get a bid into the pro bracket, which is basically how it was in the past. Now, amateurs are playing in their own tournament, and they are playing for a prize pool. Now, it's $10,000 total for that prize pool. There's 192 teams entering into the tournament, and the passes are $320, and it increases if you get your pass at the door. Obviously, I mean, that's routine, and MLG's always done that. So right away, what's the big deal? Amateurs will not be going into a pro bracket to play against pros, and there's no Cinderella story. Will that hurt COD competitive? Nah, I don't think so. I think what MLG's trying to do is to take the top teams and really start pushing them and trying to make a complete league out of them. Instead of, just kind of having like a bunch of different teams that kind of show up. They're really trying to capitalize on the fact that these teams are big. They have a big fan base. Let's just see how big we can make them. Now, the amateur bracket, right? And there's 192 teams, and they're competing for $10,000 total. You guys can do the math with the prize, or with the team passes adding up. You guys can figure it out. I would like to see more money involved in the amateur side of things. I think if there was more money, the amateurs would be a lot happier, right? Period. Because then they'd be like, okay, well, it's not just $10,000. I'm able to compete for I think if it was just $15,000, right, with a top four payout, you take $15,000 and you spread it over the top four. I think people would be a little bit happier, and then they'd be like, okay, well, we can make it, right? The problem is that no one believes that they will go to the event and win it. People want to go to an event to prove that they can compete. Do you see what's the difference there? If I'm an amateur, I'm not going to the event and saying, oh, fuck, I really just want to compete against pros. I go, I'm here to make money. I'm in the amateur bracket. Fuck it. I'm going to make this money. It's already going to be more money than most people have made anyways through the amateur side of things. Not only are they able to compete for money, but they're also competing for 4 spots into the next pro league. And that is where things get a little bit more badass. Because now MLG is going to be running 2 streams. So amateurs are going to have a lot more spotlight on them. Obviously, it's going to put a lot more pressure on me when I'm casting fucking John Sniper 27. I have no idea what the fuck he does or what his movements are, but whatever. It's got to get to that point anyways. So, amateurs playing in their own bracket, yes, it's different. People hate change. Get used to it, right? Change is imminent, and you just have to deal with it. I think the main thing here for me is if there's more money involved into the amateur bracket, people will be a little bit happier. Now, the one thing this does screw up completely are people like Killa who aren't on a team and they have to join a team, and then Killa's going through the amateur bracket. He's not competing for like $70K. I get that. Okay, I understand that's where the big controversy is, but it's the rules now. Do I agree with it? No. Do I know a solution for it? No, I don't. I really don't. But hey, you know what? If you're good enough, you're going to end up coming back, and Killa's definitely going to be a player who's going to be able to come back through the amateur bracket and compete there. So, things are going to be a little bit crazy. I expect to see a decent amount of shakeups. But anyways, let's go ahead and jump into the subs, right? Substitutions. So, MLG has announced that teams are able to pick up 4 subs, but they have to be in the top 150 pro points. top 150 pro points, you can only draft from that. This is my problem, right? This is my problem. Only one player from Final Boss, Ace, is able to get picked up by any team, right? Not Snipe Down, not Ogre 2, not Snakebite. No. Just Ace. Which, Ace deserves it. Whatever, cool. But the point of substitutions And the point of building a team, if you're going to do a live draft with team owners, the main point of this is that you can acquire anyone and everyone. I think that's the point. It's not like the NFL draft limits, teams to only draft from D1 schools. You're able to draft from others if you really want to, and you do the scouting. I believe they should just open it up to every single person. That change would be a lot more exciting, and there's a lot more mental math you got to do about it too. So I think if they opened it up to everyone, and then every single person, not just the top 150 in pro points, can be a sub, I think that is ideal. Who cares? I mean, the league shouldn't give a shit anyways. If a team wants to grab someone outside the top 150 pro points, they're taking a gamble on that player, right? Or not. Huh? See, these are the things. This is the things you got to see. Now, it's going to be a live draft format, much like the NFL fantasy draft kind of thing, where team owner says one, and then it kind of goes through the rotation. First team win last place gets the first draft pick, and so on and so forth. It's traditional stuff here. Now, the point of the subs is if a player can't make an online match, they're going to use them as a fill-in. Kind of cool. I like it that there's actual 4 permanent subs, but I still believe it should be opened to everyone. That's just me. I don't understand why it's not like that, but I guess scratch the people on the back who have pro points. That's all I can really think of. But I mean, the sub idea, awesome. The draft idea, amazing. I just think it should be open to everyone. I don't understand why it wouldn't be. Now, other than that, a lot of people, the main thing that people have to understand here is that Call of Duty is just starting to grow. It's what it is. It's on the on the cusp of being humongous, right? And things like this are either going to work amazingly or they're just going to drop completely. Now, amateurs have to understand 2 things. One, just because you're not going into the pro bracket doesn't mean it's the end of the world. Why? Well, because you're actually competing for money. And while you're competing for the money in the amateur side of things, and you're competing for a spot to make it into the pro bracket, one, there's a little bit more spotlight on you. Sure, yeah, ooh, right? But, I guess the amateur's point of view would be, well, who's going to watch me if, Optic or Complexity or fucking SB is on main stage? Why would anyone watch our game when that game's going on? I get it. I understand completely. But you need to understand that you're, 1, competing for money, and 2, when you're in that spot, you really get to prove yourself just a little bit more. I mean, think about how hard it was for people to make the pro bracket, at MLG Columbus, right? Or even UMG Philly. These 2 events, people clawed their way out of there, and sure, everyone was happy and they got back into the pro bracket, but did they get the recognition they deserved? They still went home empty-handed. They went home with, oh yeah, well, we practiced really hard, and you know what, Braj? Made top 16. Fuck you. Who gives a shit? You care about top 16? Cool. Awesome. I don't care about top 16. Is it impressive for people going through Open? Yeah, of course. But does it matter in regards to your financial state? Not at all. At least then you'll become more marketable. You can say, oh, hey, listen, BenQ monitors, Steel Series headsets, I don't know, whatever the shit. I am the top amateur. I've been making it into pro leagues consistently here. I've been making this amount of money. Do you want your name on my jersey? And they'll be like, oh, well, free advertisement. Here's this, right? And you're able to get sponsors now. So amateurs, it's a little bit easier. Now, it's going to suck for players like Killa and pros who have to drop out and then go through the open bracket and everything like that. That's going to suck. Those people I feel bad for. But everyone else, you should be happy, man. You're just smooth sailing. Now, other than that, I have a bunch of shit right here on my desk, or on my bed. Desk, imagine. Yeah, I got 2 mix amps, 2 squid grips, and a Steel Series Siberia headset. Now, this is going to be a giveaway I'm doing at exactly 15,000 subscribers. I'm going to kind of deviate it out there, so tell your friends, tell your family. I'm giving away a bunch of shit. I haven't figured out how I'm giving away anything, but fuck it, we'll figure it out. All I know is that shit needs to go because I'm tired of looking at it in my house. Other than that, I love you. But I don't love you. Take it easy.